Now is the time for all nasty women poets to come to the aid of their country. We are seeking poems from women who proudly celebrate their own nastiness and that of other women who have served as nasty role models. We want poems by and about women defying limitations and ladylike expectations, women refusing to be nice girls, women embracing their own inner bitch when the situation demands it, women being formidable and funny, women speaking to power and singing for the good of their souls, women being strong, sexy, strident, super smart, and stupendous, women who want to encourage little girls to keep dreaming. If you are a woman who refuses to submit, we want to read your submission. It's called Bad Hair Day. I'm having a bad hair day. Actually, it's more like several bad hair months. Linda cuts my hair in her home. She used to be my son's family stylist and my daughter-in-law's family stylist before that. Where else could I mum up about family history and politics? I get weepy thinking of the Clinton years when my granddaughters were little. I do not recall bad hair days back then. Since I've been seeing Linda, we've jumped from good to W, back to good, and now on to the very worst kind of chump. I've had bad haircuts before, like when my brother chopped it, then dumped it all on me during the Ike era. Cold War bump up, nuclear warheads humping toward Omaha, until we again pump up for another standoff. Linda likes to fuss with my hair after a trim, clump on layers of product, plump it into soft curls, says it makes me look more professional. Me? I just don't want to look like a frump. I hate standing hours in front of the mirror. I blame it all on Trump. My last appointment was before the election, but I didn't notice the unevenness until after. I mean, we grumped in disbelief at outrageous things he'd said. Loser POWs and dead soldiers, murder and rapist Mexicans, nasty women, and mocking the disabled. The more we thumped, the faster she worked with scissors. And talk about bad hair, that orange mop. We just can't believe it's not the finest fake a billionaire can buy. Which leads me back to my woefully lopsided and lump-layered locks, slowly growing out. The difference between a good haircut and a bad one is about 6 weeks, my husband used to say, before he went semi-bald. Trouble is, I'm stumped. I've fallen and can't get up from this huge slump. Mine will take more like 4 years.
Unsuffocate, release before, because some things you leave home for, with more than jam, and you are ready, because sometimes a basket's heavy, because your dashes work away, because you have a door, cachet, because you find you right to sew, both life and death. You have to go.
Cut above the knee. With shoulder straps at least 2 fingers thick, scoop neck, slight cinch at waist, fabric that drapes. I'm not going to blame myself for this dress, its little floral filigree, not a cape to be twirled in a frat house's black light to rile the bull, to make him want blood. That animal who gored me is a man, not some 1,600-pound beast with a banderilla in his back. This dress is dead. Pull it over my head and will burst into flame. Instead of a saber through his ticker, I want him to eat the evidence with his hands. A Coney Island dress-eating contest, stuffing dry strips of cloth in his mouth, or dipping them in lemonade, which turns pink or brown from whatever is confined in the fibers. This isn't a timed competition. Every day, he'll eat the same dress. Every day, he'll taste me and what he did to me. Every day, he'll gag on the tag. The small band of elastic, his one meal because he wanted it so bad. Meanwhile, in the precinct basement, all of the clothing locked up as evidence, jogging shorts, Flannel pajamas, cardigans, scrubs, thrash in a circle pit, unfurling empty sleeves, so much rage and shame to stomp, to peel from concrete floor, to hold up to the room's caged light.
Why is divorce so expensive? Lynn asks, fiddling with the radio dial. Because it's worth it, we both say, laughing louder than we should, with our boys asleep, cheeks pressed against the vinyl of their car seats. Soon I'll have to give mine his dinner, a bath, read 5 picture books. But for now, I watch Lynn throw her head back to sing with Aretha. Note that yes, 40 still looks good, and the traffic moves perfectly to this song. Billboards flip past like flashcards, then we hit a stretch of unbroken green as the wind through our open windows sends my hair every which way, making a gorgeous mess of it.
I pretend to read as if the words on the page, Carl Andre's cuts, are more important than the voices in my husband's studio. I hear one of his fellow students, a girl with shiny otter hair all spun around, ask him for a cigarette. When the girl could have asked others, those sitting beside me, making letters out of smoke. Not a smoker myself, I can't read the curlicues before they dissolve. Don't know their languid gauge. A woman reached him. Her hip bones were sharp. That is how their story is going to begin. He rips open the cellophane on a new pack, peels it off like the shirt over his head, the jeans on his legs, and inserts a cigarette in the crook of the girl's fingers. They align and produce a current. They're glowing, the two of them. They're so attractive. I'm standing on their periphery. They feel me opposing them, trying to poke through. The silver face of a dime sparkles on the floor. High cheekbones and upturned nose look too valuable to leave behind. I think about picking it up before anyone else grabs it. Should spend it, mark the outline on a patch of prairie, set fire to it. Resting my hand on one of the power saws until I see how close to the blade I've placed it, I sashay toward him, pull a cigarette from his pack, and snap it in half.
Because it should be handled with care and can explode at any moment, it is like me. Picture gob of it molded into the 3 graces: shock, orgasm, and wrath. Watching The Man from U.N.C.L.E., I thrilled to see Ilya Kuryakin hack plastique into a keyhole, then coolly turn as it blew open a door. Imagine, something that looks like dough can kill you. I love this stuff with a self-love I never knew I had. More than my stiletto heels, Garbo hat, or lipsticks. I want to wrap some up like bubblegum and give it to my enemy. Here, take me into your mouth. Taste me.
It starts out simple, with blindfolds and sleights of hand. I'll be the girl you practice on. I'll let you pull a nest of ravens from my hair, then saw me open on your mother's couch. I'm very still. At the reservoir, when you strip and handcuff me for the underwater escape, I won't squirm or make a sound. But after a time, I tire of your illusions. I want real tricks, the kind that hurt, or none at all. For your final act, you stitch the raven's feathers to my skin, right through my favorite sequined dress. You stroke the soft down beneath the shoulder strap, but when my hands turn to talons, you won't let me touch you in any of the ways you've taught. I bring back carrion for your breakfast. I preen and squawk, and still you will not have me. Fool magician, I was such a good girl. Now I'll have your heart. Before the curtain falls and I crest off, I'll pluck it from your chest like a rabbit from a hat.
Legend has it you were poaching, caught your ankle in my great-grandfather's snare. Then, when he knifed the rope, you spat and fought, not like the local girls, black eyes, black hair. Throwback, my mother always labeled me, to your wild branch of my father's family tree. So I invoke you like a ritual token of my un-Anglo-Saxonness. In Spain, I was addressed in Spanish. I've been spoken to in Arabic and Hebrew. You explain this, and those dreams, a weird prophetic lens I can't speak of because it won't make sense. Oh, I am witchily glad you're my exotic inside a vault of worthy English women. It seems that I taste spicily erotic. Perhaps that's you too, coriander, cumin. Whenever I bridle, question, or rebel, I hear you whisper your supportive spell. What was it like for you, penned by four walls, nursing my ancestors' ungrateful brats, nights when the moon hung low and screech owl calls stirred up your blood to hunt with the wildcats? You knitted or stitched in silence by the fire, where flames died in the grate like mute desire. Thank you.
Job, war survivor's guilt. And in the denial of the words, I know how, as latex-wrapped fingers press close to see inside grandmother, will press lips tight together. Grandmother will press sickness sounds down, deep, deep down, to push back the rising of aunt's voice, throat, cut, bled out by latex-gloved hands, back home in a means war, until the sounding rings out in tiny brown bead shapes, wrung brown skin, and grandmother will press fingers soft to one, all, a silent Hail Mary, a silent grace.
If you ever wake in your dress at 4 a.m., ever closed your legs to a man you loved, opened them for one you didn't, moved against a pillow in the dark, stood miserably on a beach, seaweed clinging to your ankles, paid good money for a bad haircut, backed away from a mirror that wanted to kill you, bled into the back seat for lack of a tampon, if you swam across a river under rain, sang using a dildo for a microphone, stayed up to watch the moon eat the sun entire, ripped out the stitches in your heart, because why not, if you think nothing and no one can. Listen, I love you. Joy is coming.
My lust cannot be branded. It shoots up the pharmacopoeia of the jungle spirit. My lust is so powerful, it moves tectonic plates, makes water want to drown. It scavenges the meat of your fear. So potent is my lust, other lusts are melted in its, I don't know this word, fumaroles. The air hangs low in weight. The sun beats its breast for me. Sometimes the wind is blown off course by my magnetic force. Around me, even the dirt must be held in place with retaining walls and easement drains. My lust makes its own rules. My lust is a plant whose roots drink magma. Sometimes I feel like Frida Kahlo, impaled by a trolley's metal, drinking tequila, waiting for my bones to reset. I love that. Planning how to paint you attached to me by a red vein dripping blood orange juice into my lap. I have this way of fanning my lust by letting my thoughts linger like an amused whoosh on your tongue. I have this way of secretly slipping my hands inside your clothes to feel your body stiffen. I can feel the ocean waves building in the breath of you. Now my lust is suctioning its cups to your window, pulling itself up, about to climb in.
You know, I would not waste my life in friction when it could be turned into momentum. So, this is by Diane Kendi. The garage door inches open on me, painting the frame of the old bike I begged from my cousin navy blue to match the fenders I purchased from Sears Roebuck, and the pneumatic tires. I who never bought anything and didn't really want a bicycle to ride. What did I want it for at age 10? Our road, as my mother pointed out, was too dangerous, and the roads behind went nowhere. But her father wouldn't allow her one, so she wouldn't deny me like that, especially when the cousin was her sister's daughter. That cousin was pregnant by age 17 and never went anywhere. The bike went on all my moves as I got out of Canton, Columbus, Vermilion, Oberlin, Cleveland, Findlay, and then on to Rochester and 10 years near Boston. And back to Ohio, where my city planner friend is back decades later with the job promoting our path for bikes, and mine sits in storage, as it always has. Committed to green, my friend, as I am, still 40 years of my life with a bike I never rode, and wondering about till now, reading Susan B. Anthony, who said the bike, quote, has done more to emancipate women than anything else in the world. Gives women a feeling of freedom and self-reliance. I never needed a mountain racing or touring bike or cruiser, though I dreamed of a tandem so I could ride and sing, "Give me your answer, do." But loyally stuck with what I had, though I never named it, like Willard, who named her bike Gladys because it gladdened her. The way bikes of my life have gladdened me, propped in my garage, ready if I ever needed them. Come gas shortage or no, and I could see myself as Anthony saw such girls as me. The picture of me, untrammeled. Womanhood.
Hold up the universe, bad girl, or good girl. Peel back the universe, bad girl. Wear black minis and fishnets for us all. Tell that boss to fuck off. Take blame for the affair. Leave lovers bleeding in bed for other girls to save. Spend your whole paycheck on yourself. Punch through the rules, bad girl. Publish nude photos of yourself. Stab the rapist to kill. Shatter ceilings with your stilettos. Find new uses for your bra. Leave Sunday mornings for the spa and evenings for sipping scotch. Slice open the law, bad girl. Tattoo lies across your thighs. Flaunt red leather at funerals and across Central Park. Worship women. And don't apologize for hating kids and kittens. Both whine. Tear down the wall, bad girl. Reveal cleavage to save a buck at the checkout lane. Eat Wall Street Boys for breakfast. Spend dividends on yourself. Kiss and tell new lovers the details. Bad girls don't love their moms. Break it up, bad girl. Shake your sweet ass as you walk. Turn your back to bitches who can't cope. Everyone wants freedom. Besides, those pink-cheeked girls are exhausted. Don't smile, and they'll take cues from you.
Classically speaking, nude signals sex, though in this transcendent way. We are to gaze at their fulsome thighs and heavy breasts, think of fruit trees, birds, bees, propagation, survival. To that end, their faces, I'm one of those women always studying their faces, convey a narrow range of feeling, ecstasy to ennui. They lie there, or sit, or stand, some for centuries, at our disposal, until they don't. The last century has offered us a new naked, not porn, the old naked roughed up for new media, Picasso naked, de Kooning naked, still mostly guys looking at girls posing, but it's not always so simple anymore. They're looking back in ways that make it clear Titian's model too had to stretch and shit, step out for a drink, eat something more than that sumptuous fruit served up alongside them. But I'm waiting for the nudes to unionize and strike, walk off canvases and pedestals the world around. Think of all the empty doorways, vacant chaise lounges, muddy canvases, and gardens bereft of their decorations. Think of the influx at art schools and ad agencies. After all, nudes know the tools used against them. Perhaps some will go elsewhere, laboratories, factories, cigar-filled lounges, taken back to their old haunts with new deals in place. TNA for equal pay. Only naked painters need apply.
Thank you.